Oh, I'm so happy. We have there's been summer has kicked the asses of all of our campaigns. We kind of had to take breaks. Gen Con happened. Outlaws of Alkenstar, some players are from that. Abomination Vaults. Oh, there's Megan. There's my cat Megan. She's very vocal. Come on, Megan. Come in my lap. And Abomination Vaults, some folks had to drop out because of real life issues and busyness. Megan. and so we're consolidating things into this mega size drop in mega dungeon campaign. We're going to be continuing Abomination Vaults from where we left off at level 2. Let's meet everybody here. Not everybody here has met each other, and also it's the first time I meet Ted. Hello.
Yeah. Hi.
Why don't you tell me? Well, let me say. Y'all know me, I guess, and the people who will be watching this in the future will know me.
Most likely.
But, do you have any questions about me? For me? Let me ask that.
Firstly,
Who are you?
How dare you?
None of you are here under gunpoint. So
My name is Ted, and my channel is Nerd Immersion here on the YouTubes. Like many others here, an event happened in January, and here we are looking for other stuff to do.
and Pathfinder 2. Why Pathfinder 2?
Because it's the closest. I mean, realistically, right? For one, my comment section alone is like, you should play Pathfinder 2e instead. You'll like it more.
Sounds like you haven't had a chance to play it yet, including the solo adventure inside it.
I didn't because you told me, however long ago, don't
Oh my
do
god.
it. So I didn't do it.
I forgot that I said
You
that.
told me, do not play.
For Ron, it was Tuesday.
I just give directives.
Like,
Another Ron
Yeah.
moment. Ronald, how do
Alright.
you feel hearing that?
Huh?
How does that make you feel?
Nothing. I feel nothing.
Dude, you are a psychopath.
And then you're all teasing me.
Stone Cold Killer.
That is
Classic
awesome. Dude, he
Ron.
just said that you have so much power over his life and you feel nothing. What will it take?
I think you could. I think the fact that I'm a swell dude comes off. So whatever. I'm not worried. Okay.
I am Offbeat Outlaw. Decided to do Pathfinder, same as most with the OGL situation, and also me and my friend are designing our own and developing our own TTRPG. With Outlaws of Alkenstar, a big learning curve for me is in D&D, you can kind of find your dominant strategy super quickly if you read the spell list, because spells are super strong. And after a while, I was like, if I want to do damage, I'm just gonna cast Spirit Shroud and Scorching Ray, and then that should win every fight, in barring some ability that blocks spells. And I quickly found that in Pathfinder, finding your dominant strategy is a little bit more difficult because there is a wider net of strategies to employ. Not that there isn't one. I promise I'll find one. Apparently wrestlers are good. I'm going to try a wrestler this time just to see what happens.
Hey, there we go. We got him. Yeah.
I'm also going to change to Giant Barbarian. It's basically the same. I'm just going to be a bigger boy now. I'm a larger fella. I'm so hungry.
The casters
That's
being
me.
less straightforward, I don't know if any of you have been following the Pathfinder 2e community lately, but it's been in flames. I forgot to mention at the beginning that Monty from Dungeon Dudes is in this group. It's just scheduling hell is happening, and Kelly just has had stuff in the way and will join when he can. So we have a large group, but I'm happy to run a large group. I am. So
Also, didn't you say it's
Fine.
drop in, drop out for the most part?
yeah.
I am Sean, aka Swing Ripper. I am here with the smallest channel at just over 1K. Let's go.
He just made it. So he's the one Pathfinder vet in this group.
I have 2 YouTube channels, Discourse Minis, which is my wargaming channel, and I have Dungeons and Discourse, which is my RPG channel. I love the kind of like less power fantasy style of games. I was part of the Outlaws of Alkenstar game, and it was a lot of fun. Papa Fancy and the Big Bang Brothers live forever in my memory. I'm hyped to play another character and maybe try a more traditional Pathfinder game to get a little bit of an idea of the core gameplay loop and to try and get into the spirit of things.
She mentioned Cube Crew. Those of us in Outlaws of Alkenstar, we, for some reason, like each other enough that we are going to do a podcast.
One person said, do you want to hang out? Because, you know, we're getting along real well. And then Ron said, let's make it into content.
Our group from Abomination Vaults was always super respectful and decent with Ronald, but I like this other way.
Yeah.
Did you not read the fine print of your
I
contract?
missed it.
You guys were the
Ron.
honors class, the ones the teacher looked forward to teaching every other day.
Oh,
And
wow.
these other folks, these other-
No child left behind, Ron. It's
We're the
coming
bad-
for you.
I have to thank Discourse and Nerd Immersion for helping educate me during the OGL stuff. Nerd Immersion was like, WotC and their invitation to meet with them under an NDA is bullshit. Discourse was the one who put out videos in August saying the this VTT is portends bad things. So
Nostra discourse in my
a lot of that
Mhm.
informed me and my huge growth on my channel at the start of the year when I put out some videos on that.
Yeah, second smallest channel. Let's go. I made the mistake of in Outlaws of Alkenstar. I tried to make like an actual character with like, that's like interesting and like well-rounded and like someone that you might like see in a movie. And then I realized, wait, we're playing Pathfinder.
Yeah.
Like, why am I doing that? So I'm really looking forward to this round. I'm literally just I'm playing a stat sheet with an accent. I also asked ChatGPT. I said, and I quote, what are the best damage dealing classes in Pathfinder? Gave me kind of a shitty response. And so I was just like, make my Pathfinder 2e character, please. I'm trying to do some mega damage. So catch me playing a half-orc two-handed fighter. Because I'm not going to argue with AI.
Okay.
And I'm a huge advocate of rules light games because they're easy and accessible and fun. And Morkborg is awesome, as you know. Ronald, you played my game. Dungeon World fucks, as Sean knows. Masks fucks, as Sean really knows because he started running it. And okay, I cede my time.
I think Abomination Vaults, we talked among ourselves, we thought because it is more of a traditional D&D, go in, kick down the door, kill it, that it would fit better.
My not spicy take is that Outlaws of Alkenstar would work so much better in Blades in the Dark.
I am a 5th edition child. That's all I know. That's all I've ever played.
So you played the computer games Pathfinder,
correct,
which is based on Pathfinder 1. Yeah.
What really got me hooked into the idea of trying Pathfinder wasn't even like the OGL or any of that stuff. It was I had heard so many good things about Pathfinder adventures, like 1st edition adventures, because I almost exclusively play modules. Like I'll buy the modules and just play through them.
And your
I've
channel
gotten-
focuses on lore. First video
Yeah.
game lore and now D&D lore.
But I read through the entire book of Rise of the Rune Lords, and I fell in love. The world just seemed so interesting. I am the only player that is left from the the Abomination Vaults. Ronald killed us.
What, Monty? Oh, Monty was not in
okay.
the original crew. Yeah.
Was it-
You're a
it-
survivor.
Well, Monty,
It's like Willy Wonka in the Chocolate Factory. Like Ron brought you in, and like, one by one, you were just picked off.
it was so brutal. So we came in with like 5th edition. 'Cause all of us, that entire group, we didn't know anything about Pathfinder, and so we didn't know what we were doing too much. But I loved it. I guess I learned something about myself, perhaps. And I am with that group that says that casters need to be buffed. Casters are trash here. Okay. I 1st edition Pathfinder was broken. Casters were too strong. A lot of stuff that needed to be nerfed. But they took it too far, Ronald. They took it too far, and you know it.
For viewers, you've probably gotten some of the flames from my commenters because I've shared some discussions where Rex has raised his,
Ron
However,
snips.
for future viewers, I'll point out you've been the most vocal in your what you don't like, but you're the one who's been most reliable in continuing with this. And also, I don't know what I'll release, but Rex is also joining a second Pathfinder campaign of mine. With some of the young people I run it for Gatewalkers. So
Damn, he's the real fan. We're all fake compared to
Yeah.
him.
I've been digging Pathfinder. I really do. My critiques come from a place of love and concern.
Rex, one last question. You had said you discovered something new about what you like from playing Pathfinder. I don't know if you expanded on that.
Oh no, yeah, no. I was playing on the concept that you brutalized us and killed us and butchered us, and somehow I liked it.
Yeah.
Oh my God,
like,
Ronald the
that's where-
Dominatrix.
I mean, yeah, we're gonna explore that further. I was gonna leave it.
Thank you,
hanging.
man. May I have another?
I like a lot of like role playing my games, but like I like the tactical element too. I love combat in these games.
Okay.
So being able to
I was worried killing you guys. I was like,
No, taking the
Oh,
game
it's like, what
seriously
have I
and like
done?
actually building characters and teamwork. I, you know, if we know obviously that that's what's going to happen, that we have to take the game seriously, then I love it.
I want to give an overview of Abomination Vaults, where we are so far. It's the Mega Dungeon adventure path. Do we want to run the level of difficulty as written? This adventure is kind of known to be kind of deadly, particularly in Pathfinder at the lower levels of play. Pathfinder is a little deadlier and harder. Are people what do, like there may if I do that, there may be some you might not all survive.
Run it.
Thoughts on
That's
that?
fun.
Personally, I think
Good.
run it as it is, and then
Yeah.
you know do your job
Okay.
as the DM. If it starts getting out of hand, you know, fudge all the numbers, obviously, right?
When we had some setbacks, I asked the group, you know, I was worried, should I be giving more, you know, in-play tips, you know, some advice, and people were saying, don't do as much as you were thinking, Ronald.
How inherently hostile are creatures to people in this? Like, is this one of those ones where everything you come up against, like, you know, you kill it, you just stab it and move on? Or are we going to
If you
have
spend some-
conversations? Is there factions? Is it one of those classic mega dungeons where you can like actually like speak with different creatures
That's a
and
good
try and like
question.
navigate politics and stuff? Because if
It
it's the
is.
latter, I would say keep it harder, honestly.
Got it. I think it's the latter.
Okay, cool. That's good because my character. So I'm thinking of playing a character like that would be engaging in that kind of stuff.
He's not here. We need to know this. I asked Monty, I think, in our Discord whether he planned to continue with his rogue, who is a aspiring capitalist, a rogue who is mining this crypt for its currency, and has
I
kind of
saw that.
assumed a managerial role in the party. Is he sticking with that concept? I want to know. I'm going to assume he is. And yeah, Rex, why don't you talk about your
I transitioned my character from a cleric to a champion, and now I was considering trying something different, but then I signed up for that other game that we're doing, Gatewalkers, so I'm trying my caster over there. So in here, I'm okay with staying. The holy
Dora's
divine-
continues on. I like Dora's
Yeah,
character.
Dora's great. Dora's fun.
And remind me, your champion's a paladin, the one who strikes back when
Yes.
an enemy hits one of your buddies.
Sure.
We're starting at level 2,
Yep, got it.
and we're using the free archetype variant.
I looked at the orc and the orcs. I like orcs because to be honest, Warhammer 40k orcs are my favorite kind because they're silly. And then woo orcs, yeah. And I thought being an orc whose goal is to be a boss monster in the dungeon, that's his whole thing. He wants to go through the dungeon so he can get to the bottom and be like, all right, you guys leave. Go on some more adventures. Go send them my way. I want to be the boss monster here.
Giant Instinct Barbarian hits hard, big damage. They get
Yes.
+6 to damage when they rage. And there's a level 6 feat that lets you become actually large when you rage. You blow up.
I'm vaguely doing themings of Dark Souls bosses. So I've given him a helmet and his name is Ornsmo as a meme.
Horn smoke.
What I'm going to do is, so I just made a video a couple days ago, going back and looking at just talking about my first time ever playing Dungeons and Dragons, my first ever 3.5 character. This is the sheet right here from 20
nice.
years ago. And I played a druid back in 3.5, and I have not played one in the entirety of 5e because
Wow.
it sucks in comparison to 3.5's druid. Because, and I mean, I understand why, because 3.5 druid was stupid. Like, it was one of the best classes in the game. Druid and cleric were like by and far, it's Godzilla for a reason, right? Like, that's the whole thing.
Yeah.
But I was like, I looked at the druid options here, and I was like, I can do most of what I could do to some degree back in 3.5, and that intrigues
And
me.
you just like the 5e1y?
It's just, I mean, honestly, so one, animal companions were a thing for
I know that's so
druids.
weird. You can't have an animal companion.
And the only way to really do it in 5e is Beastmaster Ranger. That's the only way to do it. And then I'm stuck in Ranger, and I'm stuck in one of the worst subclasses.
Beastmaster's dog. It's so bad.
It's so bad. I know. It really is. Yeah, I just had a lot of fun with that. And I said, I think this is about as close as I'm going to get unless I get somebody to run me a 3.5 game. So I'm going to do it. And I even recognize some of the same spells and like the ridiculous amount of spells that are so hyper specific that like when are you ever going to use this one spell? But that's how it is. Maybe today's the day I need to put out magical fires with a quench spell. I don't know. But that's so I think that's where I'm leaning, because I can still do the animal companion. I can mess around with the magic and see how bad it is or not. We'll find out.
Yeah.
Austin, did you want to do fighter? You said you typed that into chat.
Oh, joke's on you, you silly goose. Phil is already level 2, half-orc fighter with the gladiator background.
I know Swing Roper wanted to kind of fill in any holes in the party comp. I think...
And I've been hearing people talk, and I have kind of decided that I'm going to play a support psychic. Normally I'd be jamming wrestler, but I heard there were a lot of tight corners. And it sounded like other people were wanting to run to melee, and we're going to have an animal companion running to melee. So the front line will get pretty cramped, so I'm going to shoot things from the back and be able to prepare aid on everyone at the same time.
The psychic does occult magic, which is very appropriate for this campaign, dealing with some weird possible curse. What kind of psychic?
Gathered lore, infinite eye.
Okay, so intelligence and okay. And the infinite eye is like something about like being psychic, entering people's minds.
It's about being very, very good at detecting magic, using guidance, and being very, very obnoxious in how much.
The psychic has this cool ability where they can unleash too, and they do greater damage when they get into this higher state.
Okay, Ron, I did the bad thing. I'm sorry, I did. I can't help myself. This is just how I engage with RPGs.
Oh, you're gonna play an actual player?
No,
or an actual character?
I created a character. Like I didn't even think about class. I was like, what do I want to play? And I did that. And now I'm like wondering about what class to play. I'm gonna be playing Agent Dangle, I think. From I'm gonna be basically based off of Project Blue. I'm gonna call this Operation Bluebeam. And basically, I'm here investigating this lighthouse because it could be a weapon of mass destruction. I want to basically be from some sort of agency. I want to be from the agency, and I want to be here to like investigate. I'm thinking hell. I'm thinking I'm here from hell to make sure that there's no like tomfoolery going on that is going to be a threat to the security of the world, so that hell's like planned invasion can go off okay.
God damn it, that's so fucking cool.
So my goal is to identify the threat, if there is one, and then contain it or destroy it.
I just saw this thread.
And then cover it up.
Salt the earth.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. So the first one I was thinking is, because I deal in alternative facts and the manufacture of alternative facts, I'm thinking maybe a bard could be of interest, right? This kind of manipulative kind of person who's here to ensure that the truth is contained, and uses kind of like those kind of spells. Or alternatively, I saw there was also a class called the Investigator, who looks like they're kind of all about trying to uncover clues and interrogate people and stuff. And either one of those, I think, sounded kind of closest.
The Investigator, first, they have a lot of advantages in kind of finding clues and recalling knowledge. Mm-hmm. And their main combat mechanic is they get to analyze something, roll a d20, and that becomes their attack roll against the enemy if they choose to attack that enemy. And they also get precision damage.
I'm gonna be honest, I am edging towards Investigator. I know it's quite difficult, but it just feels like the most thematically appropriate. I'm doing that bad thing again, but it feels the most thematically
you
appropriate.
Really didn't learn your lesson from Outlaws of Alpha
No,
Star.
I didn't. But like, I feel like the character would want to be investigating a lot, like of what's going on, and engaging with the environment and thinking about like where is what, and trying to get an idea of the political situation inside this keep, and trying to engage with it on that level. And so therefore it feels like the Investigator actively rewards that engagement.
All right, guys, I gotta go because I need to get back to work. There's a lot of stuff.
Thanks, Rex.
All right, thank you, everyone. It's nice meeting all of you.
Bye, MrRhexx.
Bye-bye.
See ya.
Probably going to choose animal order at level 1, right? Because that makes sense, because that'll get you the animal companion right out the gate.
Okay, Outlaw, can we can stop the recording, please?
Okay, end recording. 3, 2, 1.
All right.
Bye.
Yeah, there's been interest, Rex, in your journey into Pathfinder.
Yeah,
in among
with natural environment.
Yeah,
I feel like out of all, I mean, I guess I don't know about your other groups, but it almost seems to me like out of all of the YouTubers that you have picked up, I've probably been the most interested.
No, you definitely are. Even though you're the one
Yeah.
who brought up the most, you know, this is
I'm
what
the
I
one
don't
that complains
like.
the most.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's true.
but people
But
only really
I saw
complain about
interest
things
in all
they
those
truly hate.
questions. Other people were
truly like.
overreacting to your questions, I thought.
But that's the thing. I complain because I generally think, like, from my perspective, I think Pathfinder could be absolutely incredible. It's just if like the complaints that I have, I think, are more for like the mainstream audience.
Yeah.
Now, Gatewalkers, have you seen the player's guide, Rex?
Nah, not yet.
Okay.
I like skimmed it, but I haven't actually read it. I'll read it
Okay.
before I make my character. Which
All
I'm
right,
hoping
that's
to-
already telling me you did
You're
a lot
right
of
here at
thinking
the
of your
Pathfinder
class. So you're thinking of that first, which you're gonna fit with this group.
Yeah.
Also, yeah, everyone's a mutant in this one. Everyone has some weird deviant ability. The premise is that everyone in the party was brought together. They went to Ustalav, which is like the Transylvania of Golarion, because they had what's called the missing moment. All at the same night, they found themselves like in some having some experience where the memories were erased, and they found themselves naked in the woods, or whatever, something weird, or that everybody had a tattoo, also a matching tattoo, and they went to this occult researcher, Professor Riddleson, the
We
Fey
have
realm.
visited at least 4 planes of existence at this point, and we're level 4.
Oh wait, I'm going to mention that everybody who's already established in the campaign, with the exception of Swing Whipper, I met through my middle school RPG class.
Yes.
So Rex, what are you thinking?
So I am going to be playing Droop the Goblin, and I decided 2 hours ago that I was going to be a bard. I was convinced by Swing, who seemingly really wanted me to be a bard. Probably for those +1s everyone's gonna get now.
Hehe. I will not confirm nor deny.
Oh no, I've never played a bard before.
Oh wait, this has happened to me before, where an optimizing player in my group convinces a new player to buff them.
Yeah, there you go.
But go ahead,
Oh my
Rex.
lord, you made my character.
Yeah, so Droop the Goblin, he is going to be all about sonic damage, sounds and screaming and singing that causes pain to everyone's ears. I was told that there's some fun song-related feats for the Goblin. I haven't looked at them yet, but I'll do that. I was
Oh yeah, Goblin Song and Loud Singer.
yeah.
I was actually just reading the
Oh,
deviant
yes.
feats, and one of the deviant feats is you let out a sonic scream that does a
Wait,
bunch of
really? I didn't see that one.
Ooh, which
It's,
one?
It's the 6th level
Intervening
Wraith
Whale?
one.
Okay, so it's in
yeah.
Wraith, 6th level.
It's under
okay.
Wraith.
Oh, I was gonna go
So-
Wraith anyways. That's awesome. Okay,
So yeah, later on you can pick that up.
Yeah,
excellent.
this
Yeah.
AP goes up to level 10, by the way.
It's level 10. Okay.
And if people are having a great time, there's some good level 11 to 20 ones, but that's far in the future.
Yep.
Stolen Fates is the one I must say. It seems thematically
Stolen
tied
Fates
to
is the one that's most thematically appropriate. If you have things like Hideous Laughter, you can actually make it so that they don't have reactions anymore with the will save.
Hideous Laughter would actually fit with the theme. I like
And
that.
there's also spells like that force people to clap for you.
Oh,
Yeah.
I heard about that.
Yep.
Yeah, there's a
Those are fun.
bunch of occult spells, Rex, that
Blazing
are...
Invective is
Occult
another will save
is
one
the
that
big
fits theme.
debuffing tradition.
Yeah.
If you want to
Yeah, no,
mess with
I-
people, you'll find spells in there.
Yeah.
Did the spell that lets where your words set people on fire attract you also?
Yeah, that's occult only.
Oh
So
my god. Well, I chose this concept just because I really like the idea of like I told you, like a blast, like an actual spell attacker. It was difficult to find something that I felt was because I did a little bit of research, and a lot of names came out, like the hydraulic one, and there's like some standouts, but I wanted something a little bit more unique that kind of fit this long flavor that I could play on many different spells. And Biting Words, what I liked about it was that I could just cast it once and it kind of just played out for the entire combat. Which I felt like might be useful so that I wouldn't be spending so many spell slots. And consequently, I wouldn't feel so bad if it missed, because then I could just keep on doing it, right?
Yeah.
Which I figured would be important. Do we play
That makes
3 or
sense.
4 hours?
4.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
All right. I'm glad y'all got to meet each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
See you guys later.
See you later.